SHERYL, how are you today?
Like I am every morning.
Oh yeah?
Just one big hot mess.
Yeah.
I'm not as much of a hot mess as you, but that's
I
okay.
I had a very busy morning already, as you know. I had physical therapy this morning for my neck, and my son is home. So yeah, it's been an
Uh,
interesting morning.
yeah. Let's see. I got up. I got half dressed. I did comb my hair. I checked that a little bit ago. Um, I ate a piece of pizza, cold pizza.
Yes,
Made some
I did
coffee.
see that. I did see that.
Yeah.
Just
I
so
had a
the
great one.
just so the viewers know, she was like we signed into Restream, and then Cheryl was eating a piece of pizza like in my face, waiting for me to notice that she was doing it because I was doing something else. And when I came back on the screen, she had like a piece of pizza hanging from her mouth. Yeah, that was cute.
I thought it was. I didn't have a problem with it. I just figured you were going to enjoy that because
I
it's kind
did.
of like when you go to a buffet and you see somebody, it never fails. When Las Vegas had the buffets and we used to go down a lot, it never failed. Wherever I sat, there would be someone in my direct line of vision that would be eating in what I would call more like farm life, where they chomped with their mouth open and they're leaned down and they're shoving the food in like this.
Like a
And
trowel. A trow is it
oh
called a trowel?
no, a trowel is what you use in the garden. A trough
A
is what
trough.
you
That's
can
it.
feed animals or water animals with. We really have to take you to a farm. It is so confusing. Oh,
And
good Lord.
Cheryl learned last night in Clubhouse, if you guys are on Clubhouse, um, that I did have a farm one time in my life. It was the best farm ever. And I had lots of crops. I had a humongous farm. It was literally huge, Cheryl. The
But did
best
you
farm
have a
you've ever
goat
seen.
named Wait, did
I
you have a goat named Kevin or a cow named Bruce?
No, I didn't. I wish I did. But guys, I am talking about Farmville on Facebook. Literally the best game that was ever created. I I love that game.
And
If
how many hours a day did you have to work outside?
I worked I worked a lot of hours on my farm. A lot of hours. An obsessive amount of hours actually.
And how many did you get? Sweaty?
Yeah, I was
Dirty?
sweating for sure, yeah. It got hot out there. It was very competitive too.
Oh my God.
Very, very competitive. My
Okay, now
cousin and I fought over farms. I'm just saying. You're not the only person that knows about farms here on the interweb.
you're right, because Farmville is just like having a real farm. Yes. Did you have 8 German Shepherd puppies to play with?
No, I wish. I wish.
I got puppy kisses yesterday. I went out
That's so
uh,
nice.
to see the puppies, took a ton of pictures. I mean, I think I posted 31 pictures of the puppies yesterday
I know, I
on
saw them.
Hickory Point. I posted the
Oh my
pictures.
god. Oh my god. Oh, ah! Sorry.
One of our questions today is dealing with technical issues. But if you're just tuning in, I'm Cheryl Locke at Shopping with Cheryl. This is Gina Capone at Gina Capone _ here on YouTube. We're both Amazon influencers, and we also a live stream, Instagram, you name it, we're there, kind of. And if we aren't there, we might be there in the near future. But we are
Yes.
all about since we've been doing Amazon, which has been since I believe May of 2021. It was, yeah, May of 2021. Both of us kind of got started right around that time, live streaming on Amazon. And we've went through a lot of different experiences with Amazon.
Yeah.
And we didn't even know each other, but at that time. But today we're going to talk about, we had one of our friends, Dimple, in a clubhouse room with us. And she said, how did you guys, we want to know, how did you start streaming? How did you guys decide you were going to stream together? Those kind of things. So that's what we are all about today. Right, Gina?
Yes. So, do you want to jump in how we first met? Like how we met? I mean, do
I
you
would
even remember? I mean,
I would
I
say
will
it's
say,
10:05. We should probably get going with what we're talking about today.
yeah.
We've done a
So,
little catch up for the week.
all right. Thank you. So,
Oh,
basic,
wait, Gina, wait. I have huge news.
yes,
Huge news that
huge.
everybody's going to want to know. Next week, when we go live, I should have a special guest here with me that if you watched me for on
We can't
Amazon
tell
Live,
you. We
they are
can't tell
going to
them.
be here with me.
No
And then
spoiler alert from me.
a few weeks later, I'm going to have another guest on live, and these two will be a permanent part of the Gina and SHERYL team. They're going to make guest appearances during the videos. So that's just something upcoming. I had to throw that in, Gina, because you already know how excited I am.
I do. I know. And I am super psyched for the special surprises. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
You're
Guys,
happy
you should be
because
happy
I'll
too.
be happy.
Yes. And when you're in a good mood, I feel like everything runs a little bit better.
I'm
Just
always in a
saying.
good mood.
Mm, you're a little cranky, but that's all right. So, anyway, how did we first meet? So, basically, I kind of remember how we first met. We all belong to a Facebook group by Monty Weaver. If no one knows who Monty Weaver is, he is another Amazon Live creator. He created a Facebook group for all of the Amazon creators. And in that group were all of these people. SHERYL, me, Monty, a bunch of people. It was much smaller back then, right?
It was like maybe 100 people. I don't even think that at the time.
Yeah, it was a very small handful of people. And in this group, as all groups on Facebook work, you ask questions, you have answers, then you private message people. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's how we started talking in a private message. I think I might have pinged you about something and we just started talking, and then we ended up talking all the time. But then SHERYL went out, 'cause that was like May, June-ish. Then I started really working with a company, and then we were kind of talking about that company, and then you went out and had your surgery, right? And then
Yeah,
I
that was
believe,
my surgery was July 1st, so I had only live streamed for a month, the month of June, and so I
yeah.
had a little experience, and then while I was recovering, you were starting to build.
Yeah, I was building at that time with one of the agencies that are around, and we would talk about that after you came back, and started, like, then you and I talked about, shoppable videos. I know we had discussions about shoppable videos even that far back, and then we kinda kept building, I feel like, from there, right? Like, from the shoppable video talk. And
Yeah,
then you really, like, I kinda drifted off a little bit, and then you started picking up. And I was, like, I was kinda, like, laid back a little bit with it.
yeah, Gina got a
And
little slack with it.
Yeah, well, I was busy. I had a lot going on. My son was going into travel sports at that time, and it was just very I had a lot going on. But
Gina had a lot
Cheryl,
of excuses.
no,
That's what I'm gonna say.
I
Gina
don't
had
think I
a
had
lot of
excuses. It's
excuses.
just it's not excuses.
They
It's
were
just that
excuses.
life was more important than Amazon Live at that time. That's all it was. But
Yeah, and you were still doing a mostly lives when you went live.
right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
But I do remember, if I'm not mistaken, I had taken a step back and was just doing shoppable videos. And you kept saying, oh, you have to go live. You have to go live. You have to go live. I remember us talking about that. Yes, I do. That was before we realized that shoppable videos were
Well,
going to be bigger than
and that was probably
lives.
while I was in recovery, because when I was in recovery, I did a full analysis of what was going on, and that's when I come back and said, "Screw lives," when I started back in November. But I knew we needed to go live to, build
Build.
up some followers, but it wasn't going to be my main focus by any means because I had already figured out kinda what I was gonna do, and I know you were still streaming some,
Yeah.
but
And then
yeah,
I kind of stopped for a little bit. And then well, that's the story of how we met. So basically, we met in Facebook groups for Amazon Live creators. Um, and then we just built our relationships from there. And then, the more you talk to somebody, that's how it happens,
the
really.
more you learn you don't like them.
Yes, I definitely don't like Cheryl.
That's
Like,
okay.
you know, but however, we work together really well on live streaming and Clubhouse, apparently, right? Even on Clubhouse, we're like, if you guys are on Clubhouse, that's another place you can find us. Just saying, if you're a Clubhouse person.
Sure, Gina, sure. So, next question they had was, how did we know who to pick as a streaming partner? Well, let me tell you, I'd been thinking for a while, starting back in last April, June, somewhere in there, started figuring out that I wanted to work with somebody. Of course, a lot of Amazon live streamers and YouTubers and stuff, they are either totally single and, do everything their own, or a lot of them have a husband or a wife or a brother or a sister or somebody that they can stream with. I, however, didn't have any of those options. So I kind of went through interviewing a lot of people I knew. And it wasn't an interview per se, but, I didn't set them down and go through the questionnaire and shit. I just kind of was looking for someone and trying to feel out and think about who would be good to work with doing this type of live stream, working with videos and promotions and all kinds of things like that. I looked at a lot of people that are some not Amazon influencers. I was looking at pulling in someone that I could help out, that needed the income, that had the abilities, and I was having a hell of a time. Everybody wanted the money, but doing the work, and that meant I would have to train them and make sure we were consistent. It was going to leave a lot of editing and things like that on the table for me to do. And that was just it. It wasn't working. So I went up north, stayed for a month, came home with a new puppy. So I thought, there, screw it. I don't need anybody. I have Stella. Stella is the perfect video partner. And then I got the call about my brother in October, end of September. So I had to leave. And I got here and I've kind of looked through people, but you need someone I needed from what we do, someone who could do video, someone who could edit, someone who could complement and work with me and my wonderful disposition and attitude. So it was all kind of a mess because I couldn't find anybody. And one day I'm sitting in the grocery store parking lot. Gina and I'd been talking on the phone. Sure, it was hands free while I was driving. And we had been talking, and I'm like, Gina, I got an idea. And I had come to the conclusion that who else was there other than my dog Stella, which she's really good. But I needed a human, I decided. And that was the thing, is it was automatically, Gina, you're my last option. Are you willing to step up to the plate?
So basically, and hey, Megan, how are you? So Megan is here. Cheryl, I don't know if you can see the chat. What's up, Megan? We're just talking about how did we know how to pick a streaming partner? And Cheryl just went over how she came to the conclusion that she didn't want it to be a puppy. And she picked
Actually, no, I do
me.
want it. I did want it to be a
She
puppy.
wants
but
it to be a
I
puppy,
needed-
but it had to be a human.
yeah, I needed a human. You're not as cute as Stella, but you'll do.
Thank you. However, so Cheryl brings this idea to me, and it was so funny because I had been thinking about us partnering outside of live streaming because we already had done live streaming together, and it already was popular.
That was
It
on
was pretty
Amazon.
popular on Amazon Live. We were streaming together already, so it just made sense, in the sense that we should just continue to do it, right? Like that's how you feel about it, right? Like we should just continue to do it because we've already done
Well,
it. We don't have to train somebody, as you said.
right. And it was kind of like sometimes you pick the evil so that you already know what you're getting. I mean, there wasn't going to be a bunch of surprises with Gina. I knew she was going to irritate me. She was going to drive me insane. I was going to look at the phone some days with my eyes crossed and go, what did she just say? So, yeah, sometimes you pick the evil you know.
She's full of it. So, anyway, it just made sense. It just made sense. I mean, we both can agree on that. We do have like this. We also knew that we have a natural connection. We don't get upset by what the other person says, because we can be pretty crass with each other, I think.
I usually end up, I talk to Gina on the phone, and I usually end up in the corner crying every time when I hang up because she
Yeah.
has said something that just, it hit my feelers. And I need to go have quiet time in my safe space and regroup and become one with positive nature rather than Gina.
Yeah. So basically, we're pretty thick-skinned. We don't get offended easily whatsoever. And that is another part of why it works, I think. And Cheryl and I always talk about this. We talk about this like in clubhouse rooms that we go to. We talk about it with people that, we speak to in like a group phone call that basically she's the analytical one, I'm the creative one, and we're like a yin and yang for like live streaming together, or like even like a business partner. I would say at this point we're pretty much business partners, and
Stay out of my bank account.
she's the yin to my yang. And it works really well. We didn't.
And that's an important thing because neither one of us need a yes man. That's one thing that a lot of people do is they want to get someone that agrees with everything they say. And you and I don't always agree. And we look at things differently. So where I lack the creativity. I lack visuals. I lack in all of that. I am the first to say I have no imagination when it comes to any of that. Gina she'll be like, how about if I do this and this for like a thumbnail or for an image? And I'm like, I have no clue what the hell you're talking about. Either send me a picture so I can see it or just whatever. I don't know. I don't see that. And so that is a big piece that is missing with everything I do. In fact, Gina and I were talking one day and she was talking about, I said, how'd you get those pictures? Because I'm like, and she had pulled a few little tricks with her photos. And I'm like, well, I need you to send me something and show me exactly how to do it. Don't just think I can figure it out. I need like exacts.
Visuals.
Yeah, and so she went through and she actually did explain it in words, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I can do that, I bet." And so that's where we kind of help each other because then when it comes to the analytics, well, we know how that goes.
I'm not as good. I'm not good math. I'm not like good at I'm good at analyzing things, but not in a mathematical sense. Like I'm not mathematical whatsoever. I am horrendous. And it's hard for my brain to think in a mathematical sense, like making sense of things. Like we were in a club. I'm going to give an example when we were in the clubhouse the other day with Brandy, and she was talking in a language that I understood, right? I understand things where it could turn into like a visual, right? So this lady explained something to me and she explained it in a way where visually I was able to be like, "Oh." Like she talked in a language where it just made sense to me, and it was literally like what SHERYL tries to explain to me in her words, but um they just don't
I
translate
can't
correctly.
yeah, I can't talk in
It,
that language because I don't understand. It does keywords and numbers. That's all I know. I don't know anything else. There's nothing in my brain except keywords and numbers and how to make those numbers grow. That's all my brain does.
yeah, but once I get it, like now that this lady explained, she actually explained it relating to publishing, like a copy editor. And she used she used titles, subtitles, and the body of a like copy as the analogy. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, right, Cheryl? I was so like, Cheryl's been trying to tell me this for I don't know how long. And you just explained it in a way where I'm like, oh my God.
Gina, to me, Gina is just thick. That's it. Thick.
I'm
I
not
can't
though.
get
It's just that
around.
my brain doesn't
It doesn't work
comprehend
right.
it. It doesn't comprehend it unless it's like a visual. So analytically speaking, um, yeah. So I just wanted to say Megan just shared our live with a few other peeps. Okay, thank you. So, how do we divide responsibilities for the live stream? Well, guys, uh,
I do all
I
the hard work. Gina just sits there and curls her hair,
no,
and
that's untrue.
I
So
watched
I
it this morning.
no,
You
I was
no
working
kidding.
with you while I was doing my hair. Well, we were doing a get ready with me while getting ready
I
for
don't
our
I
live. I
don't
thought it
wanna
was
get
great.
ready
I was
with you.
multitasking.
Before you know it, you'll be taking the camera in the bathroom, and we'll
Yeah,
have to be
we're
in
gonna take a
no.
shower together soon.
I have
Uh, I do have the loofahs.
oh, wait a minute. You have, like, loofahs.
I have like 10 of them if you need one. Anyway, so I believe, And I know a lot of people, they do divide their responsibilities. And Cheryl, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know you
You're
will.
wrong.
I know you will, but I feel like we just kind of, it just works. I think we don't really divide it. We just kind of do it and then it works, right?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, there's not a lot of responsibilities to what we
right.
do.
I know, but like,
We have, we talk about things and yeah, it's kind of, we both, I do not make any thumbnails that you will not see me do. So that is Gina's because she does not want to be, she does not want to have anything I create artistically representing her. I will guarantee you. She would end up with stick men on a paper with it written out, handwritten out, and me taking a picture going, there it is, and it's on lined paper. That would be my artistic abilities coming through. I have zero.
we know our strengths and we know our weaknesses. So we kind of just play off that. Like, I help create the thumbnails, I do the restream stuff. Like, I put all of our questions inside of the restream so that we would have them preloaded, stuff like that. We also work together in the sense that we both get the questions, we both come up with content. Like, I think it just works, and then we
Yeah,
we kind of we kind of go over it together very quickly. We have like our bullet points that we want to cover, and then we just kind of like put it all together, and it just works, I think, right?
sure.
I don't know.
It just works. It
That's how we
never
divide it.
works.
We don't really divide it, we just do it.
Exactly. And that's the thing is just like you had grabbed some questions and then I just reformulated them,
Yeah.
sent them to you. You loaded them up because I wanted to do it a different way, but sometimes you have to take a little pick your battles, but that's okay. I had reasons for why I wanted to do it, but I'll get that fixed in later.
No, but we've never put the questions up before. I no, the way you wanted to do it was fine, but I also wanted to load it in so it
I
comes up
wanted
on the
it for the
screen.
keywords in the
No, I know, I
comments. Is
understand
what
that's
I
why you.
wanted.
No, I know that's why you wanted to do it, but you could still do it.
Yes, I'll do timestamps. Don't worry about me. I've got
Yeah.
this covered.
Well,
So,
she's also, I will say, she's also been on YouTube a lot longer than me, so she understands it a little bit better in the sense of like keywords and all that. So she's kind of like, I'm kind of on her coattails with YouTube a little bit. Just saying.
and I'll never be on Gina's coattails with design and shit because I still don't even understand. I can take pictures. If you wanted a cute picture of a puppy to put on the thumbnail, call me. I just put up 31 pictures of puppies yesterday. Cars, got them. Pictures, I can do. Not creative pictures, but I can get cute pictures.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we just we
We
both
just
know
work
what we're good
together.
at. She's never
Yeah.
said to me, Cheryl, do you want to make the thumbnails or should I? She doesn't ask me that
I
shit
just
because
do it.
she knows if she has me make them,
Yeah.
ain't gonna
And
be
if she
good.
wanted to do it, I wouldn't tell her that she isn't allowed or anything. Like, if she wanted to do it, I would just be like, all
She
right, well,
would.
use your thumbnail today.
And she'd
So
be going, you use that on your channel.
basically, you can
Yeah.
have your thumbnail, do whatever you want, Cheryl. Just keep it over there. She
All right,
said,
next.
hang on one sec before we go to the next question. Megan wrote, I'm going to start using my puppy Violet more often in my thumbnails, videos, and posts. So I was talking to Megan and I told her to utilize her puppy. She's got the cutest puppy, right, Cheryl? The cutest little puppy. Use your puppy. Like,
The
that is
other
a
day,
good
I told her,
co-host.
why is Violet not in everything?
That's what I
Because
said to her, right, Megan?
well, while Megan is cute,
Yeah.
I I just have to say
Violet's cuter.
that, yeah, I don't know how to
Puppies
tell
are
you.
cuter.
But when I see the pup, I can see you and go, oh, hey, it's on Instagram and I wave and I talk to people. But then whenever I see Violet, I'm like, oh, there's Violet. Oh, yeah.
Bring
Sorry
them
about
in with
that.
the pup. They were actually talking about that last night in a clubhouse too, right?
Yes,
I
we were
believe they were.
talking about using babies and puppies and kittens.
Hmm.
We had some people using their kids,
Yep.
in video, not using their kids, but yeah,
No,
using
yeah.
their
I
kids
know
in
what you mean.
videos. Trust me, you know what? I would have done that. I'm obviously not going to have more children because that is no, I'm not dealing with children. I'll deal with dogs. I've got Jax, the little rescue kitten. He was in several videos and pictures. He is now out at his forever home. He's not feeling good today, so I've been checking
Hmm.
on him.
Poor
Uh,
pup.
but then Stella and other things
Stella is
coming
a
up.
cutie pie. Shh.
Yeah,
We're not telling. No spoiler alert.
I know. I
We
know.
can't. You can't do it.
I'm so excited.
All right. So the next question that we get is, how do we plan our live streams?
We're in
uh,
Clubhouse and people ask us questions and we're like, oh, we'll do a stream on that. But that's for the
we
YouTube.
basically don't plan it.
When we did Amazon Live, we did 18 hours in 2 days on Amazon Live for those Prime days, and we dual streamed. And most people at that time were not dual streaming. We were the only ones in that time zone that dual streamed, and everybody, oh, you're so brave to dual stream on Prime days. And we're like, huh? The only reason I agreed to it, Gina's like, we got a dual stream. I'm like, yeah, okay. She goes, it'll be fun. And I'm thinking, yeah, it won't be as boring as just me. So, how we plan those, because we had so many hours we were doing, is we kind of put our times when we were going to plan our 3 streams a day. And then about 10, 20 minutes before we went live, she'd be calling me. What are you putting in your live stream? And I'd be like, oh, I'm just running around grabbing shit. And I go, what are you having? What are you doing? Because if we'd have planned it out, well, we did try so that we had complementing products. The problem was she'd be like, I'm going to do kitchen stuff because that's what she had masses of. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm not. I'm going to talk about lawnmowers. You talk about your flatware, what the hell ever. We just, and then for these, we do plan a little bit.
We have bullet points of what we want to discuss. We like today we had questions that were coming up often in groups that we've been in. So that's what we wanted to touch on. But we've only done 3 planned lives so far on YouTube. This is our 3rd one today. But we just kind of come up with a topic, and then we just have like bullet points of what we're going to cover, and then we just take it from there. And then we just keep.
That's how good we are.
We're like that good.
I'm pretty
Guys,
sure.
you're getting like amazing advice today.
I think these videos probably look like we have, let's see. I'm trying to go by what some people always type. We had to come up with a topic, then we had to make a storyboard.
Yeah.
Then we
I
had
drew it
to,
out. I draw it all out. Like whatever Sheryl tells me, like in a Word doc,
Gina's
I
over there.
draw it.
She's like, oh yeah.
I'm like,
She's
oh,
like,
Sheryl, check
uh-huh.
this out. I
She's
have like
trying
a
my
whole
math and
whiteboard
shit.
in another room. I have it like because Sheryl needs visuals. So I have to draw it. I have to plan it out on my whiteboard. I have little boxes. I said like at for the first 15 minutes, this is what we're gonna look like. This is what we're talking about with like little bubbles, right, Sheryl?
And this is how I plan my live streams.
Mine is like
And
that in the notes on my computer.
pen and paper. That's where I did last week. I'm like pen and paper. this week I happened to write things out on my computer here on my laptop because I hate my laptop, but I did it, more techie today. Whereas normally it is all just handwritten because I can just do it faster and I can
Well,
grab it.
I also take notes when we're in those rooms that we've been going in.
You take
Um,
notes?
yeah, I plan stuff. You don't know everything about me. I am always writing shit down. Just saying,
I
because
keep it
I
all
forget a
I
lot.
keep it all right
I
up
have
here.
Listen, I have a lot
Under
going
my hat, I
on.
have notes.
I have a
Uh,
kid that's sick today. Like I have like my brain is like in a million different places today. Um yeah, so I have to write it down or I literally will forget because my
that's
brain
because
is
she is
like
old.
this is what it feels like it sounds in my head. Like that.
That's how you sound in my head too.
I'm glad
Wah,
that
wah,
we agree.
wah, 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 wah.
No, I feel like I'm faster. Yeah,
And I'm
it's
like
faster.
this.
Well, when I hear you, it's like a remote and I press mute. Cheryl's talking to you again. Mute. Just saying. Okay. How do we handle disagreements?
We have disagreements.
I don't feel like we have.
Not disagreements. We have because we do have such different personalities. We look at things differently.
I
And
feel like
sometimes Gina comes up with ideas that are totally just terrible. And I have to be strong and tell her, Gina, that sucks. Uh,
lies.
Disagreement, I think it's more of we see things different and then we have to,
We work together to make it work, right?
yeah. So if I say something that is more, I want to do something, but it's more Gina's specialty, I have this idea and then I let her figure out how to make it work. And then she kind of tells me, well, if we do this instead, or shouldn't we try that? So we kind of, I
We
wouldn't say we have strong disagreements. We
no.
just, and like if
We
there's
haven't
something
had one yet, I will say. But I think our personalities, like, we don't
we
really
know,
get offended. So, not offended, I don't know if that's the right word, but
neither one of us wear
we
our
don't put
feelings
our
on our
feelings on our
sleeve.
sleeve.
Yeah. And oh God, that's scary. Shit. But we also stay in our lane. So, you know, Gina's not gonna, say, "Oh, I looked at the numbers and this is this and this and
Yeah,
this."
no,
She's
never.
not gonna go in
I'm
that
not gonna
lane.
pretend I know something that I don't know.
Right. And when it comes to anything more visual and artistic, I don't say, Gina, if she does something and I'm like, "Ooh, I don't like the font," or "Can we reword that?" Or,
Yeah,
if
I
she's
don't get
making
offended by that.
yeah, then we exchange ideas and then we can discuss why this may or may not
Yeah,
work.
we have very
And
good communication with each other with a lot of stuff. And I think there's like a mutual understanding, which is why we don't feel that we have a lot of disagreements. Not we don't I don't think we have disagreements, not yet at least.
no,
Um,
it's because I think for one, we both have one of the same goals, which is to build,
right,
and we're building together and separate at the same time. So
right.
Gina wants to see me succeed. I want to see her succeed. And of course, we each want ourselves to succeed. So we have that same goal. So there's no point in having a big argument, disagreement,
No,
because that's not going to grow either of us.
no, it'll
If,
just make things more difficult to accomplish things,
right.
right?
So I'm going to,
We're on the same team. We're on the same
yeah,
team.
if I piss Gina off, what good is it going to get me as far as it's not going to help me grow? So it's
No,
an automatic damper on me.
right.
It's going to, we're both going to have the same harm from it. So we don't even worry about it. I mean,
No,
there
I
are
don't worry
some
about
days
it.
we don't see eye to eye on a
No,
lot of things.
and that's okay, and it works.
That's right.
So, yeah, so that's how we handle disagreements. We don't have any.
And those that we do have, we kind of just
Eh, we
work
just
through
kind
it.
of I don't think we really have. We'll let you know, guys. The next time we have a disagreement, we'll let you know how we handled it.
I'm disagreeing now because I think we have disagreements.
You do?
We disagree on things, but it's because we just
Right.
see things different.
Right. And yeah, that's mainly it. How do we handle technical
Issues
difficulty?
during a stream. Let me tell you how we handle technical
We just
issues.
keep going like Dory. Just keep
Who
swimming. Just keep swimming.
Whoever has the ability to keep the stream going keeps going. When we've done Amazon Live, there have been because I have such horrid connection in Vegas. I can't get an ISP worth of crap. So we'd be live streaming on Amazon sometimes, and I would be breaking up. Well, Gina, just keep talking. While I
I'm
tried
like,
to,
well, Cheryl is in the Matrix, so she'll be back soon. I mean,
yeah,
we just had technical issues last week. Like my mic was echoing. Hopefully, it's not echoing today. I hope it's not. But we were echoing. Well, I was. And I just told Cheryl, listen, I'm just going to log out. I'm going to come back in. I'm going to put up a new camera. You just keep going, talking to the viewers. And we just
and
made
that's
it
what I
work.
did.
And then
And
when I came back on and everything was working again, we just like jumped right back in to the water and kept swimming.
yeah, and that was the thing. I mean, I made fun of Gina because she couldn't talk back. She was off. She couldn't even hear me. So that
Yeah,
was awesome. I
we just
enjoyed
made
that
it work.
thoroughly.
We just make it work. So
Yeah.
that's how
I
we
mean,
handle that.
yeah, it can throw your stream kind of catty from, and this is one of
It
the
feels
things that
stressful.
no matter how planned you have something,
It
I
doesn't
mean,
matter.
yeah,
You're
when you're
live.
dealing with
Anything can
technical
happen.
things, anybody's internet can bleep out. Anybody's computer can all of a sudden just freak out. Uh, Even the platform you're streaming on can have an issue, and there you are. You are like, and some people we've watched them.
Yeah.
Somebody, it gets a little off, and the whole stream goes to shit because they're like, and we're just like, oh, Gina can't be here right now. She's going to
Yep.
try to fix some stuff and she'll be back. And in that time, we're going to make fun of her because she can't say anything. She does things to me, so don't worry about it.
Yes, I do. I'm just letting her do this right now because I had technical issues last week. So I can't say anything. Okay. So that's how we handle tech
And there you
problems.
go. Megan says, and no one is echoing. All is well with sound. It is amazing. We tested and tested and tested last week before we went live. We
We were
were like,
so
gotta check this out, gotta do it, da da da. And we had everything working perfectly. Come
which
on,
we thought.
hit the go. Well, it was working perfectly. Don't disagree with me. It was working when we tested it.
Guys, you're seeing our first disagreement.
Hit that go live button, and Gina's like, hello, hello, hello. And it's like,
Echo, 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 echo. And then everybody was telling us in the chat. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And that's when I start to shut down, though. Like mentally, then I start shutting down because Cheryl knows how I am. I'm very like, I need to do this. And then when it doesn't work, I'm like, I want to just go in the corner and start crying. But
and
I didn't.
I do not allow going and crying. I
No.
allow fix your shit and get back going.
And that's what we do usually.
Yeah.
But yeah, but for
She
once
was
it
getting
wasn't Cheryl's fault, it was my fault.
she was getting a little bit stressed, and it's like,
I
Gina,
did.
just go fix it.
Yeah, I
Just
fixed it.
go fix it.
Thankfully, I'm techie, but I literally shut all my cameras off and I grabbed an older one and it was like a plug and play. I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm shutting down my good camera. I'm shutting down my Mevo. I'm just going to go old school Logitech, boom. And that's how I made it work.
Yeah. I mean, in where I'm at right now, this is not normal for me. Gina's son even said it looks like I'm getting my mug shot.
Yeah. She's like, is Cheryl in jail?
Yes, I'm in jail. I mean, my lighting here, I did order some lights and I have some little lights, but I could go and try to set something up. I'm not going to be here forever.
No.
And I look at it this way. I don't need a fancy background because look at this.
Yep. The beauty is radiating.
Exactly.
That's all you need is Cheryl and a gray background that looks like you're in a jail cell.
And my face is off color. I got shadow going
But I'm
here.
off color too. I'm still not like guys, another example of technical difficulties was that today. Oh yeah, we could do shadow puppets.
Yeah, that's why I have my offbeat lights.
I did get my Sony ZV-1 camera to work today, which is what we're looking at right here. However, my color is not corrected. I just turned the camera on to see if it was going to work, and I'm like, you know what, screw it. We'll just use the Sony today to see if it works with my earphones and everything, and it is, thankfully. However, now I have to make sure that my color doesn't make me look yellow, which I look yellow now, which is fine. That's okay, guys.
How's your liver, Gina? Have you had
liver
your liver checked?
Yes, I do have a functioning liver. I'm not jaundiced. However, I do look jaundiced today because I didn't color correct my camera.
And I look red, like my blood pressure's up. I'm probably going to have a stroke.
You look very rosy.
Yes.
I like it.
Well,
it makes you look like you've just been in the sun.
Yes. Well, I was out in the sun all day yesterday. But yes, this is the glow I have.
So if you're looking for the sickly look, this is it. If you're looking for if you're looking for the rosacea look, again, another part of streaming is figuring out all of these things before you go live. However, because of last week, I wasn't sure if my camera was going to work, and that's why we're streaming with this camera today, because I wasn't going to keep switching back and forth. So I didn't color correct anything. I didn't want to mess with it. So yeah, I look like I'm jaundiced, but whatever.
I have so much I could say, Gina. So much.
You don't think I do as well? Is that what you're saying? Because I mean, I could keep going all day, but we're doing so good. We're doing so good. So we're trying to stay on track today so that after the stream we could do our other stuff. Okay.
Because last week, Gina,
I messed up. We were a half hour behind.
So close.
I know. I heard it coming, but I know that. Okay. Keep going. Okay. The next question is, what are our plans for building?
I'm going to dump Gina and find a real live streaming partner.
I'm now taking applications. Who would like to stream with me? Cheryl is fired, and I am now taking applications. If you would like to stream with me, let me know. What happened? Are you there?
You
technical difficulties.
You fired me, so I thought,
this is a broadcast of the national.
Go ahead. Yeah. You fired me. You don't got to tell me twice.
Bye, Cheryl. It was nice knowing you. I'll see you in jail. I'll come visit you.
Are you going to be in jail too?
No, I'm going to just come visit you in jail. I'll just visit you. Like, I'll still be your friend. I just don't want to stream with you. So anyway, what are our plans?
With a file in it?
Pardon?
A cake with a file in it.
Maybe.
That way I can file down like something and make a shank in case I get in.
You're gonna start digging with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna dig your hole to get out, like Shawshank Redemption. That
Yes.
that actually was a very good movie. I know, like, we should have a movie talk one night because we talk about movies a lot. That's another plan. Check.
Write it in your notebook.
I will. Writing down is better. I mean,
Writing
I
down when you
I
write
like
the
to
text,
write.
it actually
You
helps your mind
remember,
because you have your hand motion to do it. You're
right?
also spelling out everything. It is actually a
It's a
better way to
memory thing.
remember it, and
Yeah,
sometimes I will write something down, not even that I'm gonna know where it's at in 20 minutes because I'll write it on a little note, a little scrap piece of paper somewhere, but just the action of writing it down. So I get that.
yeah.
Sure.
So
It's
anyway, we have 10 minutes to go. So I
no,
do
we don't.
also like if Megan wants to ask us anything, she can ask us
But
if she would
our
like.
you never covered our plans for building other than I'm fired. Uh,
Yeah.
actually, we've been going in Clubhouse. We are just this is actually our second YouTube, not our third, it's our second.
No, it's our third.
What'd we do the first one?
The first one was just like an introduction. Then last week was
Oh, about the Amazon page.
Amazon storefront.
Oh, you're right.
And today's the stop disagreeing with me.
I'll disagree with you whenever I please.
Well, I will respect my elders, so I'm not going to fight with you online, at least not
I
in the
knew there had to
interweb.
be an old comment come in.
Do you color correct on your live camera in the streaming app? I actually color correct right in the camera, not in the program.
Obviously, I do not color correct anywhere.
But Megan, just to let you know, I'm not sure if you heard me before. I haven't color corrected anything today. And that's why I look pale and have a yellowish greenish tone to my skin. So does
No,
Cheryl
because
though.
she looks sickly.
I look like I'm jaundiced today, but I will have my camera working correctly next week. Hopefully, we'll see if everything goes
Next
right.
week, I'm gonna have a special guest.
And I want to make
Nobody
sure
will
that
care
we
about
look
you.
as good as possible because I have to show up.
Yeah, I'd say you don't want to be looking like just
No,
no.
no. All
I
right, so let's talk
ooh,
about how we plan on building. You were tapping on it a little bit because,
yeah,
um,
I mean, we don't have a massive a a complete plan written down.
no,
We have discussed how we are going to build, and of course, we're each building our own business separately and then doing this together to help us both grow. So, just trying to get a little more coordinated. We're starting out slowly because there is, I mean, as far as the Amazon end of this goes, Gina and I have a lot of things that we we have
are,
planned. We
right.
just are not discussing those because let me tell you what, we are pulling out some secret weapons. We've talked about ways to on the Amazon side. That was one thing I started with when I talked to her that day. I've got this plan.
Yeah,
Do you want to do it? And once I have to get myself settled because of where I'm at right now. But once we start doing that, that's going to be a whole game changer for those separate sides of our business that maybe y'all won't see every day
yeah.
you're not going to see on YouTube. You're not going to see it exactly the same way
But our
because
plans as far as like, so that's our separate avenues, right? But then our togetherness, like this stuff, we also have we're gonna have a separate plan for that to build as well. And we're like she said, we're just in the juvenile stages of that. Because it's so new, like we don't have a clear direction yet. We kind of have a plan, sorta,
yeah,
for
we're
right
kind of
now.
testing.
We're in the middle of a testing, and basically we'll figure it out. But
I
right now
think
we're in
too.
the baby stages.
Well, and the thing is, Gina had a lot of ideas that were great.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I wanted to start and do concentrate on one thing right now because I'm not at home.
Yeah.
I've got
That's the
so
other
much
issue.
going on here that I have to get taken care of. She's got a little vacation coming up. I'm going to be, uh, not only am I going to be having a lot going on in this house in the next few weeks, then I'm going to be heading home. Uh, so we both have a lot of stuff going on. So that's when I said, okay, keep these on the back burner for now because I can't do much with them at this moment. So let's
Right.
pick a few easy things that I can do until I get readjusted and back
And
home. I mean,
that's where these lives on Thursday are basically how we're starting. This is our plan right now. This is how we're planning on building. We're planning on building that we're going to go live every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern. And that is the first step to our building is to always be present for this particular day and time. And that may change over time, but for right now, that's what we're building upon. We want to just concentrate on building out our live stream on YouTube, right?
yeah. And
For right now, and then
yeah,
we'll worry
and
about
then
the other stuff when you're
we're
settled.
doing the random clubhouses we go in
Yeah.
where we have given out so much for if you're an Amazon influencer or wannabe, we have given out
Yes.
so much information in those rooms. Uh, I really hold nothing back. I mean,
No.
I have turned my Amazon into uh, a very good income, and I share basically exactly what I do.
And
And the
if
thing is,
you're listening, so we're probably going to start a clubhouse probably after this. We don't have the exact traffic we had last week. We didn't promote it until like this is
two
what I
minutes
mean about
ago,
us. We're like terrible. Like we're both a hot mess. Like I had my son's homesick. I'm like discombobulated. I had a bunch of stuff going on this morning. But anyway, last week we had our live stream and then we went into a clubhouse, had an after show about like what we were discussing in our live stream. So, guys, and if you're rewatching the stream, we do go into Clubhouse after our live streams on Thursday. So you can also talk to us in there for like maybe an hour. So, like a total of like 2 hours, you're going to get us. Ask us any kind of questions that you feel you want to ask about
family friendly
Amazon,
family friendly questions.
related to the topic. However, we do go off the rails. So, you never know what you're going to get.
Don't
Um,
ask about my marital status.
no, don't ask me if I'm single either. I am married happily. Um, I
Well,
did
she's
get,
happy. We don't know about her husband.
he's
I'm
very
I'm kind of
happy.
I feel kind of sorry for him all the time. I'm like, oh
He's
my
a
gosh,
very loving dad, and
he
I
will get
love him.
sainthood. I can tell you now. He'll go up to the pearly gates and St. Peter will be like,
I will say I agree with
oh,
you. He is a
you're
saint.
here. And he'll go, you were the one married to Gina? And I can
Yes,
go,
yes.
yes. And St. Peter will go, step right in, St. Mike.
Gina Capone, you were married? Oh, you're let him in.
And you didn't tell her?
He gets an instant halo. His wings are spread really huge.
And you
Sainthood.
know what? And that's why another reason I did decide to string with Gina is I don't have a lot of get into heaven points. I have
She
not
needs
built
me to
many of
get
those
into she needs me
throughout my
for
life. So
yes. She
yeah,
needs me to get her up there.
yeah, I figure that doing this and keeping her busy for a couple hours should get
It'll
me
help my husband. Yeah, it helps him too.
it should get me a few points.
All right, Cheryl. So, guys, We will be live again next week at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
10
And I'm not going to
a.m.
go
Central.
all, yeah, I was just going to say that. I'm not going into all the central and whatever. 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central. And
Doesn't that make it 8 a.m. Pacific?
you know what, Cheryl? I don't want to think about, like, I can't. That's already behind me. I don't care anymore.
I'm gonna care.
All right, so guys, we will be live again next week, 11 a.m. Guys, we are also going to be going into Clubhouse. If you are on Clubhouse, you could find us there. Gina and Cheryl after show. It'll be named something like that. Find me at Gina Capone. Find Cheryl at SHERYL LOCH, LOCH. And we will see you next week. Bye. Hope you had fun. Bye-bye.